Good Asik Mechitzto! Gewaldig. Good morning, Rabbi Isai. Live from Ballpark. What a party. What a Sheva Brachas. Unbelievable. Tremendous Hakaras HaTov to those who sponsored the Sheva Brachas, who organized the Sheva Brachas, those who were mishtatev in the Sheva Brachas. Here, let me show you what it looks like. Rabbi say you're not going to believe it. It's like another chasana. Look at this. Unbelievable. The hall. Shoo! Gewaldig. So yishkoyach to all those. I'm not going to mention names here because I'm going to miss some. Shkoyach Mark. And Eli. And that's it. Phil. And Yossi. And who else? He's in. Rabbi Sai, we have here two guests from the mothership, MDY in Eretz Yisrael, Yosef Biliak and Gary Benmeleh. Come here. Get over here, Gary. Come here. Shkoyach. All the way from Eretz Yisrael. Yosef traveled today. He came like an hour late from Miami. Gary, special from Eretz Yisrael for the chasana. So Shkoyach Gary. Now you know who he is. Unbelievable. We have here with us Chaim Levi, it is? Chaim Levi Gruner. Here, come. Can you get over here? You come. No? Come. Zoom over here. Get over here. Zoom over here. Chaim Levi does the daf with us. Here. Shkoyach for doing daf every day. Chavrusa. Come here, Chavrusa. Unbelievable. He does Chavrusa Shaft with Chaim Levi. So Shkoyach for coming. Shkoyach for mishtatev. All right. So, לעילוי נשמת imi moirasi rusbas Mordechai. Today's sponsors. The dedication is from Simon Dreyer. As Rebelli outed me already from my email dedicated to the whole MDY team for the dedication of spreading Torah Mi'Zion to the Olam and to all those in need of Refuah Sheleimah. By Yosef and Malky Mevorach. לעילוי נשמת Eliyahu ben Esther. Eliyahu Aboud, whose yartzeit is today. Sponsored anonymously by Kalman of the Five Towns, who's here tonight. Menachem Mendel ben simcha and mazel to the Stefinsky mespucha. By Esther Schamroth. Nishmat, her father, Eliyahu Benmeleh ben Yomin, on his 41st yartzeit from Esther Schamroth. And by Ira Greenstein, Nishmas, Osna Malko Bazar Tzvi Hirsch, Levorach. And Michael Benmeleh, in memory of his mother Devora Faige Shmooze, and father Menachem Mendel ben Elchanan, Levorach, in the merit to make it to Uman Rosh this year. Shkoyach. So, maybe we'll read one email, two emails. This guy is out of hand. He's mamash riot. Dear Belly, Yosli Dopplet. Here again, rhymes with coupled, with the first syllable stressed doubled syllable. I know that wasn't so hard. You see, I like to comment on your comment about those walk around during davening. I fully agree with you that it's not the proper way to talk to a king. However, I'm a frequent pacer, especially during Succah de Zimra, and would like to point out my perspective that will hopefully help cut some of the prayer wanderers some much needed slack. Every morning before starting Shachris, I make a decision anew that today I will stand or sit in one place and not walk around. 3 minutes later, I find myself more than 4 amas away, usually stepping on some innocent davener's talus strings. I've been known to bump into things such as table standers, coffee machines, and once even got my tefillin ritzuos wrapped around the Meshulach's credit card machine. I overheard an acquaintance saying to another, with this dumpling guy, davening is a full contact sport. Indeed, if I didn't have to worry about shidduchim, my oldest is 18, I would wear a helmet with a special custom-made cutout for my tefillin shel roish. The purpose of this email is twofold. One, to help others be down the kaf schus on walkers. I have no idea where the kaf schus comes in here, but okay, you can figure it out yourself. Two, to ask for advice from the Choshva MDY community for some idea how to curb my pacing habit during davening. Yishakoyach, Yoel Alevi, doubled. P.S. I would like to point out that when you read last week's email of mine sharing about my dopamine war, who, by the way, a few people came over to me tonight and said that he was dead on with that whole YouTube dopamine war. But in one part, quickly, you skipped over an important joke. I didn't understand the joke. It took me a few times to chop what he's talking about, and I think I understand it now. And I quote, when I close my eyes, I no longer hear Dr. Fauci's voice. Fauci, not a typo. So I think what he means to say is Fauci. Fauci. Finally. Okay. He's here. He's here. Get over here, doubled. Listen to me. This is the last email I'm reading of yours. I'll tell you why. If I read another one, you're going to take over the shir. People are going to come to your shir. Why did they come to mine? That's it. It's enough. Done. And all right, write them. Right. We'll see. We'll see what happens. What else? Picture from there. There's a lot of emails here. Okay, so I guess we'll just stop here and we'll start the shir. There's a big olam here, and everybody wants to go home. We got to make it in time for the shir in Eretz Yisrael, 7:15. It's now 6:15 in Eretz Yisrael, or 6:19. So we have a pretty short daf. And again, once again, Yishkoyach for coming out and supporting. It's such a unbelievable Kiddush Hashem. Really, it's a Kiddush Hashem. You see, you look around. Okay, we're in Borough Park. There's a lot of Hasidim. But there's a lot of other types of people there besides Hasidim. And it's amazing to see the Achdus, the Varmkeit. Everybody's in it together. It's amazing. Just amazing. Sfardim, Ashkenazim, Hasidim, Misnagdim. Okay, maybe there's one Misnagi there. Myself. But okay, whatever. Guys from the 5 towns, unbelievable. So Yishkoyach, thanks for coming out. I'm not such a misnagin anymore. That's it. You guys varmed me up a little bit. Okay, what? Are you good? Okay. And no, so you were zoichet to see, Rabbi Isai, he's not going to hear it, but you're zoichet to see be'emes, I believe, a neis nigla, where my son was and where he is today, and the fact that it's unbelievable to think. You look at him, you wouldn't see this, but to chap the godless of dropping everything you have, all the gashmis you have, mamish, he has, I'm not kidding, he has a $55,000 Jeep. You see these Jeeps in the street, you wouldn't know. It's souped up and like this and like that. It's hard to get, it's impossible. He's giving it up, selling it, leaving a great job. It's unbelievable. Going to yeshiva that does Rabbi Klein is unbelievable. Does wonders with these guys. And it's a tremendous, for me, neis nigla, you see it in front of your eyes. And the fact is, kala is le'elo, mamish. Couldn't have dreamt for anything better, so it's chesed Hashem, mamish chesed Hashem. Zok the Heilig Gemara, we're holding Daf Amud Beis, really on Daf Lamed already. We'll just take it back a step, or we can start from Daf Lamed. So what is the issue with a stolen lulav? Says the Gemara, Mishum Dahavale, top of Lamed. Mishum Dahavale mitzvah haba ba'avera. That's where we finished off yesterday. So the fact is that you cannot perform a mitzvah that comes from an avera. If you think about it, simple logic. If you're a father, how happy would you be if your son brought you something, a gift that he only stole from your other kid? I mean, it doesn't have a tzura, doesn't have a panim. Dahavale mitzvah haba ba'avera. Shenemar va'avesim gozul v'sapiseach v'sachoyla. You're going to bring a stolen carbon to me, a limping one, one that has a mum, v'sachoyla. It's not something you bring to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Gozul dumya de piseach, ma piseach lesle takanto, av gozul lesle takanto. Just like an animal that has a mum, it's never going back. So therefore, gezel also, we're going to see in a second, there's a way to change gezel and make gezel yours. Not today. Even if you can change it, even if you make it yours, and it's 100% yours halachically, and all you have to do is maybe pay the item back, you cannot bring it as a carbon. Why? Because of this pasuk. Gozel v'sepiseach. Loishna lifnei yiyush v'loishna la'achar yiyush. So we all know yiyush, what yiyush is. Yiyush is the owner gives up. And sometimes it's a matter of seconds. If somebody drops money on the floor, that's it. He's miyayish. He's gonna notice right away, and therefore you don't even have to return it. Sometimes you see a sign that says, "Does anybody lose money?" Not lalach. You don't really have to. So if a person is miyayish, shkoyach. If a person is miyayish, some guy came and stole his lulav. He worked really hard on the lulav. It's gone. Miyayish. So halachically, it's the ganavs. Yeah, it's hard to fathom, but at the end of the day, it's the ganavs. The ganav has to pay back a lulav, but it's not the guy that was stolen from. It's the ganavs 100%. In fact, he could go sell it. He could do whatever he wants with it. He just has to pay back the money. So you would think that ganav could go to shul and shake the lulav. No, he cannot. Why? Not because it's not his. Because of a special pasuk that tells me that's not proper. This is not his. Why? Why can't he bring it? It's his. He's koinit. I know it's hard to really understand, but that's the halacha. It becomes his. It must be because it's a mitzvah that was brought through an aveiro. V'omar Rabbi Yochanan mishum Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai. May d'chsiv ki ani Hashem oyev mishpat. Am HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I love justice. I love straight justice. Soinei gozel ba'olam. I hate stolen oilos. What does it mean? I hate stolen oilos. Stolen chatois. He doesn't hate. He doesn't hate stolen korban pesach. Only a stolen oila. So the king was going by where the toll booth where they take taxes. I want you to pay. I want you to be an example. The host ended the meeting on Zoom. Shkoyach Gary, everybody! Woo! There's two hosts over there. Did everybody get one of these? Oh, look at this. Everybody have one of these? There, you want to give them out? Here. All right, we're back. All right, we'll start from the two dots, from the little dot. My dechsiv kani Hashem oyev mishpat. Am HaKadosh Baruch Hu who loves justice. Soinei gozel ba'oila. I hate stolen oilos. Mashal hamelech basav adam. Shoya oiver al beis hameches. You have a king who's going by his own toll booth. He owns it. Everybody that goes by, how much is the toll, by the way, on the Verrazano Bridge? $18, $16. Wow. Everybody that goes by, every dime goes to the king. He tells his slaves, I need you to pay the toll. What are you talking about? If it goes into one pocket, goes to the other. It comes out of one, goes into the other. What are you doing? I have to set an example. Yeah? I used to be in the shechita business a little bit. And I had a little bit of a slight partner. And I noticed that every time he went there, he'd take a bunch of basar home. So one day I was there, and he said, no, why don't you take some ribs? I said, no. You're not allowed to take ribs. You're not allowed to take stuff here. It has to go b'cheshbon. Oh, once he chapped that, he started taking double. It didn't really work, the thing. But I'm saying you're supposed to set an example for the employees, for the people, for the. So the king goes by there. He shows everybody that's watching that even he pays taxes, even he pays the toll. I hate the gezel, a stolen oila. It's something, the Gemara says that it's hard to understand, but the Gemara says that the Roiv Yisrael Gamveninu, we have a little bit of a problem when it comes to stealing, and we have to work on it. But HaKadosh Baruch Hu is showing us that he despises gezel. He despises. Now, if it's a chatos, of course, because it's partial someone's, it's partial for Hashem. But over here, the whole thing goes to Hashem. So you would think, the whole thing goes to Hashem. So what's the nafkimina? It's going to Hashem. You should appreciate. No, I don't want to hear from it. I don't want it. I don't want anything. The guy that's stealing it doesn't even have any benefit from it. He doesn't take anything for himself. He's giving it all to Hashem. Shkoyach. Hashem owns it already. He doesn't need your thing. He doesn't need you to steal. But I'm just pointing out the reason why it says oila, not a chatos, because a chatos, if you steal a chatos and you take half the meat for yourself, and some of it goes to the kohen, of course you're a ganav. Even if you say the whole entire thing, I'm stealing l'chvoid Hashem. Hashem doesn't want to have anything to do with it. Yovesh pasul mipnei she'enoi hodar. A dried out lulav is pasul because it's not beautiful. Gazel pasul mishum dahavali mitzvah baba aveira. So we see this idea. We're trying to find the idea. Where do we see that a lulav that's gazel is a problem of mitzvah baba aveira? Here in Mevorach in the Brisa tells you the nafkamina. Dried out is a problem of yavish, and stolen is a problem of mitzvah haba ba'avera. What's a typical case of mitzvah haba ba'avera? Anybody can think of a geschmacke case of mitzvah haba ba'avera on Succah? Huh? Anybody? I can't hear. Who said that? You? That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. Succah on the sidewalk. Succah on the sidewalk. To me, that's a mitzvah ba'avera. We're going to get into it a little bit, maybe even today. Succah on the sidewalk. You have a right to put your sukkah there. You matriach every single pregnant woman with the stroller has to go all the way into the street. Grace at tzaddik. You just sat in the sukkah, shkoyach, and look how many averos you did on the way. That's a mitzvah ba'avera. How are they koina? So he's saying good. Listen, there is. I'm telling you from the Mishnah Berurah. What you're saying is the Mishnah Berurah. If you get permission from how you koina, you can't be koina Reshus Rabbim. You know how you koina the Reshus Rabbim tzaddik? You get permission from the government. If the government gives you permission, then you don't need anybody's Reshus. They could all scream chayim. The government has the right to give it to you. Then you're right. You saying that I didn't make a bracha before? I made a bracha before. But shkoyach. Uplig all the way from Lakewood, Rebelli. Permit, a city permit. I thought you said a bracha. Sorry. Uplig sorry. I'm deaf from all the music. Uplig there Yitzchak Domer Yitzchak Menachem Yom Shmuel lo yishonu elo b'yom tev rishon. So, Mechulak on Rabbi Yitzchak, what? Rabbi Yitzchak ben Achmeni in the name of Shmuel says, L'shon al Yom Tov Rishon, Aval b'Yom Tov Sheni. After the first day or days of Yom Tov, in America it's on the third day already, Yom Tov Sheni, Metoich Shi Yoytze b'Shaul, Yoytze Nami b'Gazel. So he comes, Shmuel says a tremendous chiddush, that once the first day is Yom Tov, and Chalamayit already, you could use a stolen lulav. It's unbelievable. Huh? Yeah. Our mission is only the first day. I'll prove it to you. Since you could go ahead. How do you know you can't use a stolen lulav? He says he learns it from lochem. So, if it's lochem, then why is shoal? Why is a borrowed lulav okay? We always borrow lulav and esrog al matana manas lachzer. you can't really be yaitza borrowing a lulav. But if you could be yaitza with a bar lulav on chalamayit, you could also be yaitza with a gazel. Mazel Rav Menachem bar Yitzchak, lulav gazel vayavish pasul hashol kosher. So what about the fact that it says that only gazel is pasul? It's mashma that a borrowed lulav is kosher. Eimas. Eli Stefansky Rishon Haksiv Lochem Mishalachem. Rabbi Isai. Again, I just want to tell you what happened today. Stam, a little history. This morning I woke up really early and drove to the Art Scroll headquarters. A bunch of guys that met us there. By the way, it's a phenomenal place. Phenomenal place. Yeah? All the books and how they bind it and how they make everything from scratch. Paper comes in a big reel, a whole tour. And then I had an interview there with Rabbi Yitzchak Hissinger. Yeah, that's his name. I think that's his name. Huh? Hissinger. Yeah. Hissinger. Okay, Hissinger. Rabbi Yitzchak Hissinger. Then I found out that 4 of the guys from Art Scroll actually watched the daf. It was great. Met all the guys there. And then we came back. But that took hours. The whole interview, come back. Come back to Farakwe. I was in Farakwe for an hour. And then I drove here. So here I am. So you ask, where did I prepare the shir? Should I tell you where? In the car. That's where I prepare the shir. In the car. So I'm looking over here at some of my notes in my Gemara, and I can't read my own handwriting because the car is going like this. And I was like, Mamish, I'm not kidding. So if there's any issues with the shir, don't just pretend. We go weiter. Huh? No, I didn't drive. Wasn't driving. Now there's a bunch of guys here that watch the shir while they're driving. Who's that chassid that came over to you? Come here. You got to come over here. You got to tell the oilam what you told me 20 minutes ago. Come here. Shmooze, what's your name? Yitzchak Weber. What did you tell me?
That we travel quite a few people from Jersey every day, and we sit in a few cars and we listen to the shir every day.
Every day. 8 guys travel in 3 cars. I don't know if anybody saw you. Here, you have to bend down to the Zoom guys. Oh, Shalom Aleichem, maybe it's okay. So they could do it in the car. They're listening. I have to prepare. It's a whole different stuff. But anyways, well, my point is, why am I telling you this? Because if you're driving, you can learn Torah. It's not very easy. So you get a little dizzy when you're trying to read the words, but you can do it. It's doable. It's doable. To learn Torah in different situations. You don't have to listen to music and to the, what's that guy? Rosh Shlomo's not alive anymore. But you know what I'm talking about. All the guys. Halavai, that. Okay. No, I'm saying Chatzi Lochem, Chatzi Hashem. Split it up a little bit. You know, not the whole thing, Chashom Torah, but a little bit. It's doable. Okay. Zog the Gemara. Okay. Emas. We're going through a little bit of a cheshbon here. Tiny little cheshbon. Emas. When is this borrowed lulav kosher? Tell me. Even Yontiv Rishon, that can't be on the first day of Yontiv Aksiv Lochem, Mishalachem, it has to be yours. We know you cannot borrow lulav. V'hai lavdi deyu. It's not yours. Ela Yontiv Sheni. So must be on the second day Yontiv. In other words, on Chalamayit. Ktani Gazel Pasul. So what are you telling me that in the second day Chalamayit you're allowed to use a stolen lulav? Not true. Over here it says Mefurish, L'chayra, through our diuk, that a gazel, stolen lulav is pasul. What are you going to do about that? So, Omar Rava, Loyla, B'yontiv Rishon, we're talking about the first day of Yontiv. So the first day of Yontiv, V'loy me'bayir kamar, Loy me'bayir shal d'lavdi dehu. So here a boy said, think about this for a second before you peek in the Gemara. How is it possible that you're worse off using your friend's lulav with permission than stealing a lulav? How is it possible? No. Pretend you're the Gemara. Oh, very good. Okay, the Olam is chapping here. Says the Gemara, the Chavrusa. Shol is not his. It's a given. It's simple. It's not your lulav. It's your friend's lulav. Avol gozolei mustam gzela. But if it's stolen, maybe should be kind of be yush. It is yours, and you're yaitze belochem. And it's mamish like your own personal, beautiful, stolen lulav, but it's yours. Kamash malon. Kamash malon the what? Nu chavrusa. Kamash malon the what? I'm waiting. Kamash malon that it doesn't work like that. Why not? Kamash malon, but Lemais it is yours. So you're saying mitzvah bavavero. For some reason, very good. Rashi says, not exactly short, it's a good shiloh. Why not? Mitzvah bavavero. Rashi says, you hear Noam, I see you're shaking your head over there. You see what Rashi says? Rashi says the guy wasn't miyayish. You hear this? Somebody stole your lulav. You probably know it is. The big Gavra Alim of the shul, he stole your lulav. You're going to go after him. You have in mind to go after him and get him in Bezdin. You're not giving up so quickly. You're not going to give up. And Menmeleh, there's no Yush. And if there's no Yush, it's not your lulav. As like Rashi. A boy said, this gave me a little bit of Chalishas Adas. Because in Yeshiva, we learned this for a year and a half straight, these 3 lines. No, not mamish. But like at least 2-3 weeks, I don't know. Lulav Gozel, Hana Vankire. We didn't even know what the word meant. We were darshaning Avankire and Avankire this way and that way. Givaldik. And now, Be'ez Hashem, we're going to learn it in 36 seconds flat. Avankire are people that sell stuff, the merchants. When you buy the hadassim from the goy, make sure you don't snip the hadassim. Let them do it and give it to you. My timer. What is the reason? So, stam oivdei kechovim gazloni arasaninu. Most goyim are going to take from the Jews. You're talking about in those days, they were very not nice to the Yidden, and they took away their land. We're familiar. Lo Yaleinu, 70 years ago, the land was taken. They just chop, they take. Vikarka eino nigzelas, and you cannot steal karka. Menmeleh, it remains the Yid's karka. Hilkoch. Let them cut adasim. Let the yush occur in their hands, because there is yush already, but it's not chal until it's cut. So the moment that it's cut, the yush will be chal on the hadas. And who did it? The guy did it. And then he gives it to you. And there's another thing, it changed possession, and that happened by the guy giving to you. Now there's another thing that's going on here, we'll address it in a second. So we turn to Daf Lamed Amud Beis. It's mamish, to me it's depressing. We're holding Lamed Dapim, it's gevaldik for a lot of people. Just started Succah and they're already going 30 days straight. For me, it's depressing because it means that we don't have that much left for Succah. And Succah is one of the best. Succah is everybody's favorite. Sponsored by the MDY Tehillim Group for all those who need shidduchim, refuahs, and yeshuas. Please join tehillim.8mindaf.com. Says the Gemara, Soif, ki gozu avankire leheve yush bailim biyadayu. When the actual Yid chops off the hadas, so let there be yush in his hands. Okay? B'shini rishus biyadon. And then when he sells it, he'll accomplish shini rishus. What really bothered me, Baruch Hashem, I saw somebody that talks about it, is how are we telling a Yid, the avankiri, to cut a hadas and steal from another Yid? Let there be a shini rishus, a yush. You should accomplish, you yourself. A guy with the longer board and pace, he's going to cut, and there's going to be a yush in his rishos, givaldik, and now it's yours 100%, and now you can go ahead and sell it and make a shini rishos. How you talking such a thing? So what's the pasha to answer? It's pasha. I just wanted to make sure people say it, and they do. The answer is because we're not really thinking that it's a Yiddish field. There's a slight chance that this field is a Yid. And on that slight chance, we're going to let you accomplish the Yush. If we knew that it's a Yid's field, we're not going to let a Yid do Yush. You should steal. There should be a little bit of stealing, a little bit of Yush. No way. Because it's a very, very far-fetched chance that this is owned by a Jew still over the years, and therefore we allow this to happen. So ask the Gemara, what is the big deal? Let the Yid cut Adas, and then the Yush is going to be Chal on Adas right when he cuts it, because the Jew that owned the field 100 years ago, imagine still, you go to Germany, you go to Poland, and there's a field of Adasim. Maybe it was owned by a Yid 80 years ago. That's the chashash here. 80, because you're saying to yourself, who plants Adasim in Poland? Nobody. Only Yid, Mustama. So you have a field, and the guy is telling you, here, take these beautiful Adasim. So you let the guy cut it. To ask the Gemara, but let the Jew cut it, and the Yush that the Mishpacha had, and they're never going to come back to those Adasim ever, if there's such a thing. If it's not owned by a Jew, let the Jew do it. If he was selling it, great. It's just interesting that he's called a merchant, and we're talking about merchants. No, the merchant wants Hadassim himself. What? He's also from Yid. He also needs to bring Hadassim. So if he cuts all the Hadassim, he's never going to be able to use the Hadassim. One of the questions I remember, I have no idea what the answer is. It's always bothered me. What happens if a guy comes home on Erev Sukkah, he's busy running to on 13th Avenue, he's running to this guy, he's buying a koshela from this guy and that. And he comes home and he sees that in his bag he has 6 sets of Hadassim, and he only paid for 5. It's mamash, he stole a whole set of Hadassim. What does he do? He doesn't even know where he bought it from. The kid he bought it from is gone. He has no clue. What does he do now? He can't return it. And his Hadassim are stolen Hadassim. Now what? Just remember that, Kash. I have no idea. If anybody wants to know the answer, go to one of those shiurim on Yantif and Chalamad Yantif in the shul in Ramat Bet Shemesh, and sit there for the 5 hours. The guy's going to bring it up probably. I don't remember. But anyways, those are one of the shilas that we had in Yeshiva when we're learning these sugyas over here. All right. We get weiter. Ask the Gemara, at the end of the day, he should be koined with something else. He changed the way this hadas is. And when you change something, you take a piece of wood and you define it and you shape it into something. You're koined b'shinu ma'isa. You stole a piece of wood and now it's a nice pot. So that's it. It's yours. You have to pay for the wood, but the pot is yours. So here also, he changed it. He made it into a lulav with hadassim, a kosher lulav. Says the Gemara, Kosavar lulav ein tzarich eged. He's of the opinion that we learned already, that you don't have to put the hadassim together with the lulav. And Menmeleh, there's no shinui over here. Doyle remembers, we learned, even according to the mandama that says, lulav ein tzarich eged, nevertheless, zakeli manveyu. It's a good thing to do eged, a good thing to put it together because it looks beautiful. Then even if you hold that a lulav needs an eged, you have to put the hadassim naravis together with the lulav. Even if you hold that that's what you need to do, but you didn't change it, you didn't take a piece of wood and carve it out and make it into a pot. You took a hadas and you put it into a koshela. Yeah, it's a koshela. What they corrected me last time. Koshikla. What? Koshikla. But I could take it right out of the koshikla and put it on the side. So I didn't do anything. I didn't change anything, says the Gemara. That's not called changing. Ask the Gemara. Who's that, Gary? Yeah, Avada. Rabbi said, it's Gary. You hear what I go through every day, every day. Then he's going to say, I don't hear myself. First you turn off the Zoom, then you come. Did you come all the way from Israel through in the Shir in America too? No. Gary, we love you, we love you, we love you. Says the Gemara, at the end of the day, forget the fact that I changed the hadas. Okay, so you didn't change the hadas, but I changed the name of the hadas. Why? Before it was just hadas. And now it's called, I guess in the time of the Gemara, they called the whole package hashana. Says the Gemara, when you go to the marketplace, you go to the Daled Minim Shuk, you say, I need a hashana. Before the hadas is in the kosher, you say, I need a hashana. So Menachem, there's no Shinui Hashemir. Have a wonderful day, Rabbi Isai. Thank you so much for coming out here. Yishkoya. Right now? What about a picture? Oh, what about that? You decide tomorrow. In Borough Park somewhere. Yeah, I'm going to be in Borough Park. First time? Beis Hashem, this is one of the shvackest ones. Hold on, we need a whole picture. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. I don't know. I don't think so. Right. Do what with it? You're not giving it back, though. You stole it. You're not giving it back. I don't know. What? Like what? Why not? I'm going to be the whole day. Let's go. Yeah. In Brooklyn. Shabbos and tomorrow also. But boys, like, we get together. Cheers. Whoa. Let's go. Let's get together. No? Or we're just doing it. We're going to do Meyer? No, they want to clear the hall. Okay. So let's go quick. Yeah. Where are we going?
Now what's it?
Yeah, what's Shabbos and tomorrow also business. Every day we shoot. Mazel, 5? Yeah. If you have to take a seat, please take a seat.
Done?
Where are we going?
The front stuff.
Please step in. Let's say.
Yeshua Arafat, everyone tell him Yeshua. What is that?
No, his name is Shua, not Yeshua. Shua.